Welcome to the Agresource podcast with Dana Spalding and Mike Kerrigan. Agresource Inc., rooted in success since 1984.
Here we are, back again, episode 2, Agresource podcast.
How you doing today, Mike? Good to be back.
Yeah, great to be back. We're on location down in our Middleborough, Mass. mixing and blending facility. So if you hear some noise in the background, that's what we got going on.
That's right, on-site podcast today, and happy to be transitioning from a pretty wet, tough spring to hopefully a drier summer.
Yeah, we've had about 100 days of rain in the past 35, so how that works, nobody really knows, but it's been wet, and we're pushing through, so we're looking forward to a nice dry summer.
Awesome. So what are we going to talk about today, Mike?
Let's kick it off with some green industry trends. Took a trip up to the state capital of Vermont a couple weeks back for the Vermont Organics Recycling Summit. It was held at the Vermont Technical College.
Oh, that's a great event. I attended that last year, and there's a lot of great resources there that involve recycling and soil topics.
Yeah, I agree. It was a really well-run event, kicked off by a keynote address from the executive director of the U.S. Compost Council. We split off into 4 different topic group seminars, ranging from compost methods to options for hauling organic wastes. With the Vermont Universal Recycling Act, Act 143, taking full effect in July of 2020, where all food scraps must be diverted from landfills. Dana, I'm sure you're aware of this as a Vermont resident.
Absolutely. It's a very, very big topic in the state of Vermont, and it's something that the people in Vermont feel really passionate about.
Yeah, so a big part of the discussions were about managing this influx of organic material and diverting it from the waste stream. Specifically attended a morning and afternoon seminar that focused on stormwater management, and more specifically it was a discussion on how regulators, manufacturers, and contractors can work together to create the proper engineered soil for the job at hand. Big issue with these engineered soils is being able to use compost to increase organic matter, sustain plant growth, slow water infiltration, while not contributing excess nutrients into the stormwater system. We also started to discuss another one of the specifications, a gravel wetland mix, because there's been some challenges to the manufacturing this mix, and Dana's, you've been working on this a bit.
Yeah, that's correct. We have submitted some soil mixes, and we've been working with the University of Vermont to provide some testing on these mixes because, as Mike mentioned, increased organic matter also has the potential to contribute excess nutrients into a stormwater system, which could then in turn get into a natural water system. So it's a interesting topic and a tough spec, and we're really happy to be working with the university and other private professionals to help better define this spec and also to develop a soil that will be able to work in this situation going forward.
Yeah, it was a great room to be in with people from all sides of the industry, manufacturers, contractors, specification writers, who all see it from a different direction but are trying to work together to make something that's going to work for everybody. It's going to be good for the environment, it's going to be attainable for manufacturers to create it, and contractors are going to be able to put their hands on it and be able to put it in place. So it's a great event, and we're looking forward to doing more of them in the future.
All right, so last time you got to know Mike and myself a little better. We talked a little bit about our backgrounds, how we found our way to Agresource, what we do with the company now, and what interested us in getting involved with Agresource. For our next segment, we're going to talk with Greg Blanchette and find out a little more about how he found his way to Agresource and what Agresource means to him. So with that, I'll turn it over to Mike and Greg.
So we're here with Greg Blanchette, and Greg, why don't you introduce yourself?
Hi, I'm Greg Blanchette. I'm from Methuen, Massachusetts.
What do you do here at Agresource?
I am a loader operator here in Ipswich. I take care of the product that comes in and mix it with the proper amendments.
So how'd you first hear about Agresource?
I heard about Agresource through a former employee who was interested in helping me further my career, saw me hitting pretty much a construction dead end.
So you were working in construction before?
Yes, construction and landscape design.
Nice. Doing machine operating or hands-on?
All hands-on. Yeah, it was some machine operating, lots of planting, lots of creating of beds and fertilizing and irrigation of beds.
Nice. So you've worked in the green industry and had a sense for some of the materials and projects that Agresource got into before coming on board?
Yes, we did. Right before I started here, we used Agresource's leaf compost at a project in Raleigh. We put 33 trees in Raleigh Common.
Nice.
And that's when Ray came down and spied on me while I was working.
Very good. That works out well.
Yeah.
So you guys doing some backfill planting, mixing with on-site soils and mixing some compost in with it?
Yep.
Nice. Trees still standing today?
All of them.
Nice. Even better. So obviously you had a little background in working with soils in the green industry. Have you learned anything new while being here now? How long have you been here now?
This is my 5th season.
5th season. So learn anything new about compost and this side of the industry?
I just learned a lot about what it takes to go into it and how it's created, and pretty much where it comes from. It's a good use for a product that has its former use has passed. And we take those things and turn them into some good compost.
Nice. Are you using compost more now in your home life, or has it kind of influenced anything else you're doing at home, doing some composting at home, or spreading the word to your friends?
I definitely spread the word to my friends, and I use it somewhat extensively when it comes to amending my vegetable garden and some of my perennial beds, as well as top dressing some of the shrubs we have and stuff like that.
Nice. So outside of Agresource, when you're not here, what do you like to do?
I like to fish a lot.
Nice.
Yeah.
Freshwater, saltwater?
Yep. Whatever's on the table for the day.
That's it?
Yeah.
Nice.
I kind of follow the seasons.
Very good. Well, thanks for taking a few minutes to chat with us today.
Thank you, Mike, for coming down.
All right. Thanks, Greg. Let's wrap up this podcast and dive into a little bit of product information. So, Dana, kick us off what we're talking about today.
Yeah, we're going to finish the segment here by talking a little bit about what is compost, discuss its benefits, and compare biosolid compost versus leaf compost, key characteristics of each, and how you can use them.
So, what is compost?
Yeah, compost is a product that results from the controlled biological decomposition of organic materials. Compost can be used as a soil amendment, provides organic matter, increased water holding capacity, improved pore space, and nutrients to soils.
So, Agresource, we provide both biosolid and leaf composts. What are the base components to each of those?
Yeah, the base component of a biosolid compost is a biosolid, which is the nutrient-rich organic residual that results from the wastewater treatment process. Leaf composts are made up of green waste such as leaf and grass clippings from your yard.
So with the varying base materials, does this change the makeup, organic matter, and nutrients?
Generally, biosolid composts will have a higher percentage organic matter than a leaf compost on a dry weight basis, and a higher nutrient load when compared to a leaf compost.
When you're talking about higher amounts, what do you mean? What kind of percentages?
Yeah, when you're talking biosolids, generally the organic matter percentage will be in the range of 60 to 70%, and on a leaf compost you'll have an organic matter percentage range of 30 to 40% when compared on a dry weight basis.
And just basing it off of main plant nutrient being nitrogen, what are we looking at?
Yeah, another good question. Biosolid compost will typically have double the nitrogen percentage when compared to a leaf compost. So in a biosolid compost, 1 to 2% nitrogen.
So it sounds like we got some differences between the two. What are the situations that we would use each one?
Yeah, they're both great products. One situation where you'd use a biosolid compost is a top dress application for a lawn, turf area, golf courses, or sports field during aeration and overseeding. Leaf compost can also be used as a backfill for tree and shrub plantings They can be used as a soil amendment, and they can also be used in the creation of engineered soils, such as bioretention soils or wetland soils.
So it sounds like when you have more organic matter with a biosolid compost, could that be a way to amend your soils using less organic matter or less compost in the mix?
Yeah, that's absolutely a great way to use a little less material to achieve a similar result.
And between the two, is there any testing protocols that we have to worry about?
In general, when you're talking about a biosolid compost, the EPA has a very rigorous testing requirement to test and approve a biosolid as a Class A Type 1 compost.
Is that all that Agresource distributes?
That is the only type of product that Agresource will distribute, correct.
What about leaf compost?
Leaf compost has no testing requirements from the federal government. Agresource typically will test our leaf compost quarterly to measure things like pH, nutrients, and organic matter content.
So this way you know what you're getting when you order materials from Agresource?
That's right. It's a great way to be able to look at some material and get a sense of what's in it and what its nutrient values are.
Sounds good. I know we have a variety of screen sizes from 1/2 inch down to 1/4 inch with materials, all for different types of applications. We can always be reached at info@agresourceinc.com for further questions, or reach out to Dana or myself directly.
Yeah, thanks again, and absolutely reach out to us with questions, and we appreciate you having us back for another episode of our podcast.
We'll be back for episode 3. In the meantime, check us out online, www.agresourceinc.com for anything else, any other questions, or to reach out to us, and all the social platforms, YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. We're everywhere. Come and find us.